Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. And I want to share something with you this afternoon that I have prepared to give an explanation from my point of view what remains between the rapture and the Great Tribulation, the second coming, and what everything else means as far as how the feasts will play out. In this picture here, we see the list of the fall feasts. On the left-hand side, we see the traditional view of how most people were expecting the fall feast to play out. Most people believed that the Feast of Trumpets would mark the rapture, that the Day of Atonement will mark the second coming, and that the Feast of Tabernacles will mark the millennium. And this account does not take into consideration, this view does not take into consideration two important details: the year of Jubilee and a day or hour that no man knows. So as we are seeing now, since the Feast of Trumpets and the Revelation 12 alignment on September 23rd have passed, it seems that we are being led to the Day of Atonement in this Jubilee year for the last trump to sound, signifying rapture and judgment, the start of the Great Tribulation. So on the right side of this picture, of the feasts picture, we see a view of how things may play out now, how they may play out now that we are seeing rapture, the possibility of rapture on the Day of Atonement in the year of Jubilee. If the Lord has revealed the time of the rapture, and at this point, with everything else we have seen, I believe He has, He does not want His people to be in the dark, then this is not the day or hour that no man can know. So we are seeing now the rapture on the Day of Atonement in this Jubilee year of 5777. This is 7 days after the Revelation 12 sign, and brings us to the Day of Atonement, September 30th to October 1st, 2017. Then we have the second coming. Is this the day or hour that no man can know? Okay, and I want to explain this. Why do I say the second coming may be the day or hour no man knows, instead of the Feast of Trumpets for the second coming? For one, the second coming will be the day the Lord comes with His army of saints from heaven to set His feet upon Mount Olives, and this will be the war of Armageddon. And as any great military general knows, you always look for a surprise attack and catch your enemies off guard. The other reason is that when He comes, at the second coming, He will not immediately at that moment be setting up His kingdom. There will be a war that may last for some days, maybe weeks. We do not know how long the war of Armageddon will last. But this will not instantly be a crowning event for the Messiah when He is coming at the second coming. This will not be a crowning event instantly, but it will be war as He comes with His saints. Then we have the Feast of Trumpets. That would be the crowning event of the Messiah. The details surrounding the crowning event of the Messiah tells me that the second coming is a separate event to the Feast of Trumpets. This will be a time where a great procession will be planned, a ceremonial blowing of trumpets, a great event where the multitude shall receive their king. This could not possibly happen under the circumstances of Armageddon and the final war between good and evil. Christ will have already overcome his enemies and set up his kingdom, and the millennial kingdom is beginning. So that would be the Feast of Trumpets, the crowning of the Messiah, and this will be sometime, enough time to prepare these ceremonies and have everybody ready for a great and pre-planned ceremonial blowing of trumpets and the crowning event of the Messiah. Then the millennium reign begins with the fall gathering of tabernacles, and this is also a representation of eternity, the gathering of the saints, us tabernacling with the Messiah in eternity and in the millennial kingdom. Then the final day of atonement will occur at the end of the millennium, and the great white throne final judgment. Again, tabernacles will be a representation of eternity with the Messiah. Okay, and then I have a second presentation I want to share with you. How long will the Great Tribulation last? If the second coming is the day that no man knows, we can't know exactly how long the Great Tribulation will last. But there are three thoughts that give me an idea that the Great Tribulation will last a very short time, less than 1 year, for the following reasons. Reason number one. Jesus said that the days of great tribulation will be shortened. Matthew 24:21 through 22. Then there will be great tribulation. For the sake of the elect, those days will be shortened. Okay? This is his ace up his sleeve, and he can and will shorten the days as he said, as is written. This is God's mercy, as he will not be able to stand the absolute and complete suffering of all of humanity, and he will intervene at his own time. Reason number two, that the Great Tribulation will last a very short time. Reason number two. I still think that Daniel 9:24 will come into play, where it says 70 weeks are determined to usher in the Messiah. Part of the prophecy of Daniel is that within the complete 70 years, the 70 weeks, which we have seen now as 70 years from 1947, we are in 2017. So for the 70 years that are determined, he will usher in the Messiah. The 70-year marker in general is 1947 and 1948 to 2017 and 2018. So we have our 70-year marker. There is a marker that goes to an exact day that starts in Daniel 9:24 and 25. It says 70 weeks are determined from the order to restore Jerusalem, and that marker then would bring us to November 29th, 2017. That would be the 70-year marker. Now, if I had to make one guess at when the second coming might be, that would be it, because that would usher in then the Messiah and fulfill 70 years to the day to usher in the Messiah. Okay, but that is an educated guess. We don't know. Okay, if I had to make one guess at when the second coming might be, that would be it. But there's another reason why 2017 and 2018 seems to be the end of the Great Tribulation and the beginning of the millennium. Reason number 3, the Jubilee cycle. We are now in the year of Jubilee. It would seem to me that a 1,000-year period, that is the millennium, 1,000 years, will also follow the cycle and pattern that God has ordained for the world. Just as He created the world in 6 days and there was a Sabbath day of rest, the world now has been involved of 6,000 years. One day is as 1,000 years. We have 6,000 years plus 1,000 years of millennial rest. And so we are in the final Jubilee now. The next Jubilee, which will begin the millennial, the next 1,000-year stretch of 20 Jubilees, will begin on Nisan 1 in the spring of 2018. And this would then bring us to the kingdom being established by the Feast of Trumpets next fall and the crowning of the Messiah. My hope in sharing this with you is to give hope to the left behind, that although the judgment and the pain must come upon those who needed purification and were left behind, God is a just and also a merciful God, and He will cut short the days and come in mercy and salvation to those who are crying out to Him from in middle of the great tribulation. I have watched and shared the fulfillment of Daniel's 70 years with the fulfillment of the 7-year covenant with many since 2009, the abomination of desolation in 2013. Those who share today about another 7 years after rapture have not seen the covenant with many or the abomination of desolation, and they are still expecting all this to be future. The days will be shortened for the elect's sake. So I share this with you, and I pray you guys are blessed. I pray that we are all ready for this great day of atonement in this final year of Jubilee. I think we have found this day. I think we have searched out the scriptures. I think we have come to an understanding. There's so many things that will play out after the rapture, during the Great Tribulation, and I think that personally, if there's one thing that will bring absolute desperation, is to think that people somehow have to live 7 years through 7 years of great and absolute tribulation. We have come well beyond the time of tribulation, the abomination of desolation, the rise of Antichrist, and come September 30th and October 1st, the Day of Atonement, when the rapture occurs, the wrath of God will be poured out. And there will be quick and utter destruction throughout the world based on the wrath of God and based on the wrath of Satan, as it says in Revelation 12:12. He comes in great wrath, knowing he has a short time. Here again, it talks about the devil having a short time. I think this is an indication that he will have to work quickly. The Great Tribulation will not last long, but desolation will come. And I want to leave you with hope. I want to leave you with the understanding. Stand strong in your faith. If you need to and must give your life for Christ and you are caught and you are not able to find a place to flee and to survive, give your life for Christ. No greater love has any man than to give his life for a friend. But if there is the opportunity to survive, take heart that the Lord will come. The Lord will come soon and will rescue those who are crying out to him from in middle of the great tribulation. I pray you guys are all blessed. This is Steve Fletcher, a trumpet for my people. God bless you.